Hi there. This is a timeless message for the collective. And what I wanted to kind of talk about today is what's so divine about the divine masculine and divine feminine, which I think we don't often talk about enough. I think being on the twin flame journey, we're so stuck to the labels and so accustomed to seeing divine masculine and divine feminine everywhere that we don't really quite take a minute to process what we're saying and why it is so. I don't think there's enough information out there away from what we see in terms of the pop culture of what's become for the twin flame journey, because anyone and everyone seems to think that they are a twin flame, but unfortunately that is not the case. And I want you to think about this. If divine masculine and a feminine in the twin flame connection, if they are wounded, still have a lot of trauma from their past, they're constantly spending their time either running or chasing in the twin flame dynamic. A divine masculine is approaching the divine feminine in a very sexual way, or isn't using the appropriate language, manners, that's needed in the connection for it to be appropriate for the divine feminine to accept, then what's so divine about the divine masculine? Or, on the other hand, the divine feminine, who might be busy chasing in the connection, she is so desperate for another being and can't really function without that dynamic, then what is so divine about these two individuals in the twin flame connection? So I really want anybody that hears this message to start to think about how you're going to disassociate with those terms that you've so much heard about but aren't taking a minute to really process. And I want to kind of talk about where this term really comes from, because it is not specific to a twin flame journey. The terms divine masculine, divine feminine actually speak to our limitless potential that we all have. Every individual human being, we have the ability to realize God that's hidden within us, but it's a potential that we have and not necessarily something that we're all able to obtain. So on any spiritual journey, if you are trying to realize God, you will find that you can come into union with yourself, get to know who you really are truly at the soul level. Not the person you are by your name, not the age, not the town you live in, not the parents that you have, not the career identity you've built for yourself, but who are you truly at the soul level? So the only time we really get to experience that and uncover that is when we step into a spiritual journey. Going within via meditation allows us to truly uncover our true identity. And as you get to explore who you are at the soul level, you get to know your limitless potential, because you are part of the divine. The divine is an ocean, an infinite ocean from which everything else was created. And when you experience that going into your third eye, located between your two eyes and into your forehead, when you meditate and are able to unlock that third eye, you get to know your limitless potential. So we all have, as human beings, have the potential of being a divine masculine and a divine feminine. But until we unlock that potential, we are just fractured souls that have not become acquainted with what we're truly about and who we truly are. So I hate to break it to you, but if you are on the twin flame journey, just constantly looking to your divine feminine or divine masculine on the external, waiting for them to wake up one day and realize that you're the one, because you are their one and only divine masculine or divine feminine, you are dreaming. And the longer that you spend time in your 3D reality, in your external and physical world, hoping wishing, thinking, manifesting, and trying to attract the individual back into your orbit as you would any other, soulmate or karmic connection that you've been in. That is not going to work with a twin flame. You have to take all of that energy and all of that time and put that in terms of spiritual work that you do on the inside. And I'm talking about a daily practice of meditation, and get really, really good at it. When you're able to do that and you focus at the third eye, and put that attention in meditation at your third eye, you will be able to unlock your attention. Also to say that if you do that, you will have risen above the mind. So separation is created because we live in our mind. The sole function of the mind is to create a us versus them. So separation exists as long as you're thinking with the mind. Through meditation, when you rise above the mind, is when union happens with your divine counterpart. So the name of the game is to raise your consciousness and practice meditation until you can unlock and open your third eye. And that is when you can expect to really realize your true infinite potential as well as your divine counterpart's potential. When one counterpart, and mostly it's the divine feminine that's leading in this connection, wakes up to the connection and focuses and puts all that energy into herself, and is able to put that attention at the third eye, then the divine masculine is also compelled to do that work energetically and raise their consciousness. So until you do that, the union that you're hoping for is not going to happen. Thank you so much for listening. If you do celebrate Christmas, I wish you and your families a very Merry Christmas, and hope to catch you at my next video. Thank you so much for listening, and God bless.